Okay, so now you can see that's in. I haven't lost any points. I know one is a bit of a drift there, but never mind. But I haven't lost any points, and I'm matching top and bottom, and so far I think I'm in a straight line. Yeah, that's why we don't one after one after one, right? So now, having done those three, boom, I'm going to just fold that up and put them away, and then start from the other end, because otherwise we are just adding one on all the time. So the next thing, and this may be the bit you're waiting for, because now I've showed you how to make a square bigger. Now I got a square. I don't know what yours looks like, but I certainly got a square that's far too big. And I've also, on this one, we've got the complication of we've got a seam to match here. Only one, but we've got a seam that should match. So the first thing I'm going to do, same as I've done with the other squares, is I am going to go and press this and stretch it in all directions. Well, I want top to bottom really, yeah? I am going to stretch this as much as I can with the iron before I come back to attach it to this end one. Okay, I couldn't go as mad as I wanted to with this one because I got no show mesh under here, and if I really went mad with it, I'd lose I would crumple up and upset my no mesh. What have I done with my 12.5-inch square? So now, remember, really all I'm concerned with is top to bottom. That's 12.5 inches, so I'm happy with that now. I repressed it. I'm not going to repress this, but I already know it's too big. I already know it's too big. And I know if that's now 12.5 inches, it's going to fit onto the 3 we just did. So now, here we go. What do we do? Well, if I'm looking at this, I mean, it'd be different if we were doing lots of blocks, but we're not. We're just doing one line. So this is my way of thinking now, that we will just centralise the difference, in as much as it's too big all the way around. So forgetting, normally speaking, if you were doing a proper block that had to fit with other blocks, you would have to say, well, if it's supposed to be a 12.5 block, you would need to put 6 1/4 in the centre and cut it from there. This is not working, not with this one, right? So what I'm doing is, so it doesn't look silly, I am trying, keeping in a straight line with my line, which is actually 6 1/2 is working for me. I don't want things to be, so basically I'm just making my mind up where I feel this 12.5-inch square is centralised, and then, oh help me, I am going to get, look at me going mad. I should have done, oh I can't do it on a rotating block because I don't have one. Right, okay, whatever. So I know that bottom line is correct. Yeah, centralising it again. Yeah, knowing that that bottom bit is correct. Making sure it's in a straight line, that my seams are actually in a straight line, yeah. This is radical, isn't it? Right, so I know the left and the bottom is right now. So the left and the bottom can be a, can make my 90-degree angle. Left and the bottom, left and the bottom, left and the bottom. Yeah. Still looking at my central line, yeah, that's straight. Right, so the last one to be done is actually, now all of those should be correct. Alright, so the last one that needs to be done is this side. So I'm centralising my ruler again, making sure I've got my 90-degree angles that we're all on. Nice there, nice there, nice there. And boom, up there. Right, so that could go in the bin. So now, this block, hopefully, should fit the block I ironed. And this is the only bit we've got to worry about, is the central seam here. So left over right as normal. Yeah. First thing I need to do is make sure that my central seam lines up. Does it? Without pulling from the other side. Keeping this square on there. Yeah, that's very nice, thank you. So now all I've got to do is say, well, I need that corner to be the same. I need this corner, giving it a little bit of a pull to be the same, which it is now. Chuck something in there. I will stop and check my central seam as I go, yeah. And then the other thing I want to do is to make sure that these lie straight on the edges, yeah. So it doesn't move, I've just put a pin in there, just so that I know it stays, oops, that it stays straight, yeah. 1/4 inch along there. Bear in mind, on mine, as you can see, I got a bit of a dip here, so I am not going to worry this time about it being a scant quarter. I'm going to do a fat quarter so that I know I've got this material covered, yeah? Because, as I said, width-wise, we're not worried, we're just worried top and bottom. Alright, the majority of you, I would have thought, this is the other end now, I've done 2 together for this end. We've got the 3 together for the middle, and now I'm doing what will be the right hand side end. So this is the end one again. So I need to go and iron this to make it as big as I can. Yeah, and then I need to cut this one down as we did previously for the other end. And when I sew those 2 together, I'll come back to you and I'll show you how we do it in the middle. My extreme right hand 2 now in place. Naturally with this one, this is pyramid block, I did cut it. With this one I did iron it and stretch it so that it fitted. Of course it won't fit now because we've just taken, you know, 1/4 inch has gone off of this side. But so I can just say to you like this, I did, as you can see now, make sure it fitted. I'm not, as I said, I'm not worried about the sides because it doesn't matter. I'm worried about top to bottom. That's all I'm worried about, yeah? So now I've got my extreme right, and remember I'm making 7. You're possibly, there's the extreme left, yeah? And now we got our middle blocks, 3. Oh no, that's the end ones. Where's the middle 3? Oh yeah, here they are. Right. Our middle 3. Yeah, because this is the next thing now. I haven't got a long enough table to show you it, you know, the whole thing. I haven't got 7 foot. I will show you it, obviously, on the bed and well, when we do the strip, when we do the outside borders, I'm gonna have to do it on the table, you know. But anyway, so now we've done the left hand side, 2 together, 3 in the middle, and 2 together on the right hand side. Can I just say again, in case you didn't hear me, don't do 1 to 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 1 all down the line. Do not do it in that fashion. You will end up with it on a curve, on a bend. Yeah, it won't be straight. You're better off doing it in blocks. It's easier just to keep the straight line that we want. We don't want a curved runner on our bed, or even if you were making a table runner, you don't want a curved table runner. So this is the way to do it. Now, the instructions that I have been talking to you today about of how to do this, and I've only been concerned with the height. If I was concerned in making this into a tessellated quilt, you know, so they were, you know, 16 48 squares that were tiled, yeah, I would have to talk to you all again about different things. But I am just talking to you about making something fit to keep the height together. Height and because it's just one row. Okay, so now hopefully this is our middle, yeah. I don't know how much of this will come out in camera. So now I've got to turn this one, these two from the left hand side on top, bring it down and bring it up so that you know, I keep my nose show, I don't mess with that, right? Have we got a seam? No, but what we have got are outside points. Okay, this time, well, on mine, you may not, but I do. Yeah, so basically I want to pin this corner keeping it real and looking at it, should more or less fit this corner. If you find, like I just found, mine's a little wavy on the top, no worries, that will figure itself out when it goes under the needle. But the other important thing is, having pinned that end, is that we keep the entire top straight. These are 2 blocks now, but working down the runner, yeah. So we need to make sure that if we pin these ends temporarily to the runner, we know that we're keeping the runner straight, yeah. We can take those pins out in a minute and fold it back, right? So if I just flip it over for a moment, on my runner, my other 2 things that I want to take into consideration, I'll put a pin in that middle as well, are my points here. I don't want to lose my points, yeah. So I'm going to sew this now under the machine, and I'm just looking at what I've pinned. Sometimes it's a really good idea to turn your work over and look, because now I've turned my work over and to me, oops, where is it? That's not lying straight. I want it I mean, it's only temporary because we're going to take these pins out, but that wasn't lying straight to me. I'm just going to, I re-straightened it, pop my pins in again, just so I'm keeping it in a straight line. Yeah, so now I need to sew along here, 1/4 of an inch, scant 1/4 of an inch, and I need to take into account my V's. I just want to keep my little V's, yeah, as best I can. Ooh, yeah, as best I can. I've just seen the seam there. I've just seen the seam on that one there. With the formation that I'm doing. You may be doing them in a different order or whatever, but I've just seen the seam that I want to keep together there. So I'm going to go and just sew that edge, and then once that edge is sewn, and I can't fold it back because I pinned it, and fold it back, and then obviously I do exactly the same with the other end. I think you're getting the gist of it now, aren't you?